Hey everyone, welcome back to LoungeShack. Today we're diving into some of the best FPS games you can play on the Nintendo Switch. Whether you love classic shooters, tactical gunplay, or just blowing stuff up, this list has something for you. Let's not waste time. Here are 10 FPS games you should check out on the Switch. Kicking off the list is Doom 2017. A fast-paced, demon-slaying frenzy that brought the franchise back in style. You play as the Doomslayer, ripping and tearing through Hell's legions with an arsenal of over-the-top weapons. The Switch port is impressive, considering the hardware, running at 30 frames per second with dynamic resolution scaling. Sure, it's a downgrade from other platforms, but it still delivers that intense action and smooth gameplay. The fast-paced combat, brutal executions, and killer metal soundtrack make it a must-play. Fans praise the port for maintaining the core experience, even if textures take a hit. If you want a portable demon-slaying fix, this one's a no-brainer. A legendary game returns with Metroid Prime Remastered, bringing Samus Aran's first-person adventure to modern audiences. This isn't just an FPS. It's an atmospheric masterpiece mixing exploration, puzzles, and intense combat. The visuals have been completely overhauled, running at a smooth 60 FPS, making it one of the best-looking games on the Switch. The motion controls are excellent, but you can also use classic dual-stick aiming. Fans and newcomers love the game for its immersive world and satisfying progression. If you've never played Metroid Prime before, this is the definitive way to experience it. Want a single-player FPS with an insane story and brutal gunplay? Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus delivers. You play as BJ Blazkowicz, fighting Nazis in an alternate history where they won World War II. The gunplay is heavy and satisfying, with dual-wielding weapons and intense action. The Switch version is a technical feat, though it runs at a lower resolution and dynamic scaling to maintain performance. It's not the prettiest port, but it plays well enough to enjoy the high-energy combat. Fans appreciate the ability to play this powerhouse of a game on the go, even if the visuals take a hit. If you want a meaty FPS campaign, this one's worth it. BioShock. The collection packs 3 incredible story-driven FPS games into one package: BioShock, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite. These games mix first-person shooting with deep narratives, eerie environments, and RPG-like progression. The Switch version runs surprisingly well, with all 3 games performing at 1080p docked and 720p handheld with stable frame rates. The atmospheric storytelling and immersive world still hold up, making this a must-play for fans of narrative-driven shooters. Many players love revisiting Rapture and Columbia on a portable console without major sacrifices. If you've never played BioShock, now's your chance. Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition brings the loot shooter madness to the Switch, packing all DLCs and extra content. You play as a vault hunter, blasting enemies, and collecting ridiculous amounts of loot in an over-the-top comic book-styled world. Performance-wise, the game runs at 30 frames per second with resolution scaling, but it's surprisingly stable given its size. The chaotic co-op gameplay, humor, and insane weapon variety make it a great pick for FPS fans. Some players complain about minor frame dips, but overall, it's a solid port. If you love looter shooters, this is one of the best on the Switch. For a free-to-play multiplayer shooter, Warface delivers fast-paced online FPS action. It features different classes, co-op missions, and PvP modes, giving you plenty of ways to play. The Switch version runs at 30 frames per second, but it holds up well with gyro aiming support. It's not the most polished shooter out there, but for a free game, it offers plenty of content. The player base is active, and it doesn't require a Switch Online subscription, making it even more appealing. If you want a competitive FPS without spending a dime, Warface is worth trying. A classic reborn, Quake on the Switch brings the 1996 FPS masterpiece to modern hardware with enhanced visuals and features. The game runs at 60 frames per second and supports online multiplayer, making it a fantastic way to experience old-school arena shooting. The fast movement, precision shooting, and gothic atmosphere still hold up decades later. The Switch version also includes gyro aiming, which adds a new level of precision. Fans of classic shooters love how well this port runs and how faithfully it preserves the original gameplay. If you want to see where modern FPS games got their roots, Quake is a must-play. Superhot is one of the most unique FPS games out there. Time moves only when you move. This means every gunfight is like a puzzle, where you plan every step carefully. The minimalist visuals look great on the Switch, and the gameplay is as addictive as ever. Performance-wise, it runs smoothly, with intuitive motion controls adding extra immersion. Fans love the tactical gameplay and the way every fight feels cinematic. If you want a shooter that challenges your mind as much as your reflexes, Superhot is a top pick. Metro Last Light Redux is a post-apocalyptic FPS that blends survival horror, stealth, and intense gunplay. You play as Artyom, navigating underground tunnels filled with mutants and hostile humans. The game's dark atmosphere and gripping story make it stand out from other shooters. The Switch port runs at a stable 30 frames per second with solid visuals, making it one of the better ports on the system. Fans love the immersive world and deep storytelling, though some wish the first game, Metroid 2033, was also available. If you like FPS games with strong narratives, this one's a gem. Vigor is a free-to-play looter shooter with survival elements, where you scavenge for resources and engage in tense firefights. Unlike fast-paced shooters, this one emphasizes strategy and risk management. The Switch version runs at 30 frames per second with occasional dips, but it's still very playable. Players appreciate the mix of looting and combat, though some find the gunplay a bit stiff. If you like slower-paced tactical shooters with a survival twist, Vigor is worth checking out. And that's our list. The Nintendo Switch might not be a powerhouse, but it still has some fantastic FPS games. Which of these have you played? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content. See you in the next one.